go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Transcend with M. And we are extremely excited because today we get to talk to Paulette Piñero again after a whole year after
Yes.
the release of your contributing author book. And I cannot wait to hear like how have you evolved during these past years. So welcome once again to Transcend with M podcast and kick us off, refresh us on your story and what's been the journey in the past year and change because I mean we've been in touch, we've done a couple things together, but I don't think the world knows all the amazing things that are, on your world right now. So let's talk about them.
Yes. And thank you so much for inviting me again. I'm a Transcend with them fan. Yes. Is this
Thank you,
like
thank
Saturday
you.
Night Live? That if I come here 5 times, I get a jacket? Because you tell me, I'll punch the card. Yes, I'm here for it. I'm here for my jacket. This is the second one. I'll bring the card next time we have some cafecito. I'm waiting for my jacket by the 5th. So I'll be in business for 5 years just to come every year. Yeah, so it's been an amazing journey since Extraordinary Latinas came out. Even it was a collaboration book, and it was a self-published book, and we were able to become an Amazon bestseller and an Amazon #1 new release. And it's just a testament of the power of sisterhood and when Latinas and when women come together, we create the change that we want to see in the world. So since last year, there's so many amazing things that have happened, and I've been able to partner with Small Business Administration and have my story amplified by Meta and by Telemundo. I writing on Extraordinary Latinas also allowed me to become a contributor for Be Latina News with my own column. So it's been some amazing accomplishments that have been part also of working and amplifying other jefas and other women entrepreneurs. And part of what I do and my superpoder is allowing folks and giving folks the tools to harness their strengths. And what I realized is I was doing all these things and growing and scaling, really scaling my business, was finding ways to honor my clients and honor my partners and collaborators. And I was having a coaching call with one of my clients, and she said, I just want to feel, I don't know, I have no words, just want to feel unstoppable. I want to be an unstoppable Latina. And I was like, wait, are you trademarking that? And it was
I love
wait,
it. I love it.
yes. It's just like my therapist. Every time she says things, I'm like, so are you taking it or can I make it a shirt? You tell me.
Yeah, 100%.
um,
100%.
yes. And I went back and looked at my notes. I'm a social worker by trade, so I take a lot of notes during coaching and following up. And I kept seeing the word unstoppable when my clients were talking about how they felt after they did coaching with me. I feel unstoppable, and I kept seeing that word, and I didn't kind of like realize until I went back, and I decided that my company name Lead Media, even though it was my baby, how I launched my business, I realized that the name wasn't representing the magia, the magic that was happening, the transformation that was happening with my clients and the work that I was doing. So when we had our business versary back in May, it was very strategic. I was like, well, I'm gonna, pay for my LLC filing fee. Might as well change the name now. Yes,
100%. Good
yes,
strategy.
yes. And I rebranded my business to Unstoppable Latina to not just reflect who I am, yes,
Mm-hmm.
but also reflect the powerhouse líderes that I get to work and be part of their transformation and their journey, whether they're my clients or collaborators like you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really, it really showed me the power. I talk about amplifying your voice and professional branding and your brand voice every day. And it was one of those things where the moment I said it and the moment I
Mm-hmm.
rebranded, it was another step to getting very clear in the type of work that I want to do and the type of folks that I want to amplify and support. And it
Mm-hmm.
really attracted the right, like, more people to continue to build, Latina entrepreneurs to become the CEOs of their businesses and provide leadership development for Latina entrepreneurs. Because when we become entrepreneurs, there's
Mm-hmm.
this perception that we're like, oh, you made it. You don't need leadership development. You don't need to like
Yeah.
professional development. And I would say it's the opposite, like double down on that. So I am the founder and CEO of Unstoppable Latina, and I'm very happy that I went through this rebrand process to honor the transformation and the power of jefas that I'm just privileged to be in their space.
It's just so funny to see you in this setting because, Paulette is an introvert for her description of herself, but she is one of the most powerful people I've ever met when it comes to, making sure that you get your shit together. And she
Yeah.
can be very vocal too, but her homeless the humbleness that you portray, people might confuse you, right? Because you are so, calm, you portray yourself so quietly. But the power that you've been able to bring, not just to your brand but also to other amazing women out there, including myself, it's been it's not to be undermined, because it is pretty amazing, the things that you can do. So list about the 4 favorite things that you like to do for your clients.
Whew, there's so many. The first one, I love helping my clients make mucho dinero, make a shit ton of money. Yes. It's there's a lot of things around leadership development and business development that are around the mindset and strategy. And I spent 16 years doing business development and strategic planning. So you get that when you work with me. But to see clients, um, seeing Latinas like not coming up with like, oh, well, I went on this Facebook and did Google searches and this is what other people are charging in my industry. And coming up with pricing that reflects the transformation that they provide their clients, the experience that they provide their clients, doubling their pricing, closing, going from I was charging, $40 an hour to I have a program where now it's $350, but people leave with clear, actionable tools. And I'm not giving away my money or my intellectual property for free. Or so that's the first thing, making dinero that reflects the transformation that they provide. The second thing is giving them the space to ask questions and to just be vulnerable with someone that it's not, I'm not there holding their hand. I'm really allowing them to get those, remove those obstacles so they can embrace their inner magia, like their magic, and lead from their superpowers, so that they can be like, okay, let's talk about it, let's strategize, let's come up with a plan. Because we spend so much time focusing on our weaknesses that we forget to develop our strengths. And like, oh, I don't know how to do this. I need to learn. And we don't double down on our strengths. We don't double down on the things that we already do well, that are also part of our identity, right? Like, people have different communication styles, different learning styles, different ways, that bring together their history, their education, their work experience. And when you're able to harness, like, we're called like your superpoderes. Gay Hendricks calls, he talks about your zone of genius. When you double down on the things that you do really well and continue to learn and develop those areas that you do really well, you are identified like where you should be spending most of your time, and what are the tasks that you need to pay other people to do.
Yeah.
Might not be today, but it will be tomorrow. So that's the second thing.
I wrote that down.
Yeah.
I wrote that down. I was like, oh, hold on. Let me grab my, I gotta write this down. But it's so true. It's so true. What do you feel is the biggest challenge as a Latina leader, as a Latina entrepreneur? What do you feel is the biggest challenge that we face, or that your clients face?
There's systemic challenges that we need to address, learn about, uncover. But one of the things that I realized through research and working, like coaching and digging deep, is this kind of like mindset shift that needs to happen as entrepreneurs, as women of color and Latinas, that we just stay playing small. And we can have big, and I'm not saying, like, I have clients that have 7-figure businesses that have large contracts and they have the sales, but ourselves, we keep playing small. We play the entrepreneurship game not to lose, rather than playing the entrepreneurship game to win. We're constantly second guessing ourselves. And this roadblock is, this is why I say, like, I gotta be entrepreneurs to become unstoppable CEOs.
Yeah.
Because the language is an important piece. And we you see, like, I am the founder, I'm the principal consultant, I am you are the CEO of your business. Because if you're not the CEO of your business, you're not running your business is running you. And being able to say, I am the CEO of my business, and I will find my gente, like I will create an ecosystem of other women to support me, to be able to be vulnerable, to see each other grow. But that first step, like saying, I am the CEO of my business, really allows you to then seek support. Because you're not seeking support if you're an entrepreneur, but if you're a CEO, you look at Serena Williams and you're like, well, Serena Williams is a badass CEO, but she has coaches, even though she's the best tennis player in the world, right? When you're a CEO, you look at people that, run Fortune 500 corporations, and they have a whole team to make their vision a reality. So stepping in and saying that you are the CEO puts you in a path to make decisions for yourself and for your business, like a big shot, like, like I can do this. And you are able to then set the direction for your business. You are there. One of my core values is make shit happen. Because if you're playing small, you're just like poquito, poquito, poquito. But when you're the CEO, you're building a successful company, and that successful company can just be selling 10 products a year, but it's successful to you, and you are an active member of the economic development of your community. And that mindset shift is very important, because then we can address the systemic barriers and take action. Then we can address, hiring help. Then we can address the knowledge gaps, because CEOs continue to learn and develop.
Yeah. Yeah. I think also, understanding that, this journey, it's very lonely, but you don't have to be alone. It's a very big difference, right? And we have to nurture from somewhere, right? Like, we cannot give everything to the business without refueling or without actually learning from others in order to move forward. So I think, coaches are extremely important for that reason, because when you are at that level, right, at the C level, at the executive level, it's really difficult to refuel yourself, because there's not a lot of people that you can talk to, because there are certain things that you can't talk to other people about, right? So
Yeah.
and then there is this fear too of like perception and like judgment and all these things that it's like, oh, but if I need help, what is people gonna think? That I'm not capable of doing this, right? So there is a lot
I'm
of
a failure.
misconceptions.
Yes.
Yeah, we put those labels on ourselves. It's really important to understand that, the role of a person like you is not to iterate failures and anything like that, but it's more about how to actually grow in the right direction, the confidence, and being confident in doing what you are doing, and then having the ability to confide in someone that is not going to judge you and is actually only going to push you forward. So I think it's extremely important what you're doing, especially for us women, Latinas, business owners, CEOs of our business, that we come with so much trauma, right? Like, I was doing an interview with Dulce. Dulce is a therapist, friend of ours. Both Paulette
Let's
and
talk about
I.
Latina too.
Yes. And, the trauma that we carry from our cultures, from our families, from being a woman in this specific culture, all those things that we might have not experienced personally, but we still carry with us because of what we saw or what we've heard or what we saw growing up, right? Or experience within our families. We carry all of that, and it's really difficult to trust. So I think, talking to someone that can understand that there are all these things that we have to push through and that we have to work with in order
And
to
call
kind
us
of
out.
overcome. Yeah.
We need
In
someone
order
to
to
call us
overcome.
out when we're not believing in ourselves. And
Yeah.
that's what a coach does too. Is like,
Yep.
oh, are you doubting yourself now? Like, is
Yep.
this what we committed to? And we need that, because sometimes our biggest detractor is ourselves, like our mind.
Yeah.
That those like paralyzing fear is sometimes yourself is the only
Yeah.
one person holding you back, and you need someone to be able to give you guidance. And but also, there's this misconception that coaching is about just telling you what to do or giving you advice, and that's
Right.
actually not what it is. That is a
Yeah.
mentor.
Yeah.
And coaching is really about like unleashing that power that you have, to have someone that believes in you, because they can see it, that they believe in you when you don't believe in yourself, and
Right.
allows you and helps you to create a plan of action to achieve your goals. I tell people, like, if you can't do this example with your coach, it might not be a coach. And I said, if you're a teacher and you go to a coach and say, I want to be the CEO of Bank of America, a consultant will tell you no. A consultant will say, yep. They will look at all the problems, like you do not have the skills, the education, right? You cannot be. A coach will say, like, are you sure? Let's look at the goals that you set for yourself. Yep. Okay, is this really what you want to do? And a coach will come up with you and create a plan of action. So you become the CEO of Bank of America and assess with you like every 3 months. Like, are you sure? Or we keep going?
Yep.
You have to go back to
with a realistic timeline. Yeah, because it's accountability as well, right? It's all about accountability, and everything takes time, and it's a process. And I think it is really, really important, because there is very few of us that can hold ourselves accountable all the time. It doesn't happen all the time. It happens sometimes, and I will pay $100 to whoever tells me I hold myself accountable all the time, because you don't. Unless you have someone that does it for you, you are not going to hold yourself accountable 100% of the time. So I think, I see the value on that, because then you start, well, I can wait, and you can do this, and not right now, so then you start making all excuses, right? So I think I see a lot of the value there. So where can people find you? What can we expect in the next, few months? And
so in the next few months, there's, hopefully mucho dinero and a lot of success. And I define success as spending time doing strategy, taking a lot of naps, and having financial freedom. Those 3 things are success to me. Naps always included. As someone who I don't think I never rest, I didn't sleep for 33 years. I embrace sleep and naps now. But I'm talking about accountability. One of the things that I asked my coach to keep me accountable is that I've been writing a book proposal, and I need to finish my book proposal. So I will be doing a lot of that, and I just secure a partnership with Luz Media, and I will be creating a leadership series for Latina entrepreneurs. So
amazing.
Come and connect with me and check me out on Instagram, unstoppable_Latina, because I really, a lot of people say, like, don't give away anything for free. And I want Unstoppable Latina to be accessible to everyone. And a way that I do that, because I will not be lowering my prices, a way that I make Unstoppable Latina accessible to everyone is creating transformational content. So I have some great content that's going to be coming out on the Unstoppable Latina Instagram and TikTok, including that partnership and leadership series with Luz Media, where I guide you through my proprietary framework to turn you from solo, overwhelmed, stuck entrepreneur into an powerful, unstoppable CEO. So yes, a lot of great content on social media. Season 2 of my podcast is coming up in a couple of weeks. And I will be accepting new members to my coaching comunidad, where you find your business mejores amigas, the Unstoppable Latina Society. So, stay in touch with me on Instagram and TikTok at unstoppable_Latina, and on my website, unstoppablelatina.com. I love to share resources and Whether you work with me and tell people like, I am here to see you succeed, whether that is working with me or amplifying other HIPAAs doing amazing work. I love doing that. So let's stay in touch on social.
Amazing, amazing. Well, thank you, Paulette, for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. I love you very, very much, and I wish you all the success in the world. And I cannot wait to see what the next episode is about. So we'll be in touch, and thank you for being
Yes.
here.
Thank you. Thank you.